As the saying goes, all good things have to come to an end. With the conclusion of the grand finale, we have reached the final stages of the Camp Presents Nalsar Mediation Tournament in collaboration with IAMC. Nalsar University of Law was established under the Andhra Pradesh Act 34 of 1998 as a fully residential national law university offering an integrated 5-year law course. Indisputably, Nalsar counts as one of the best law schools in the country. The ADR culture at Nalsar has increased many-fold over the years, which is evident by its stellar performance and participation in national and international competitions over the years. Teams at Nalsar have participated and have won accolades in prestigious tournaments such as CDRC Vienna, the Negotiation Challenge, ICC Paris, Hong Kong and Asia Pacific, CPR Mediation Brazil, and the Brown Mawson International Client Counseling Tournament, amongst others. The Nalsar Mediation Tournament was first held in 2019 under the able leadership of our then ADR convener, Shagun Devrakonda, and was managed by a stellar organizing committee led by our beloved senior, Advait Adalatwale, who was amongst the esteemed judges that we had invited for our preliminary awards. We are very glad to be getting back Nalsar Mediation Tournament post the COVID pandemic. Before proceeding, we would like to convey our warm gratitude to our title sponsors, Cyril Amarchand Mangaldas, CAM, one of India's topmost law firms. We have much to thank them for, with CAM agreeing to provide the winning negotiating pair internships across their offices in India. Before proceeding any further, we would also like to thank our exclusive institutional collaborator and co-organizers, International Arbitration and Mediation Center, IAMC. We are grateful to have Tariq sir, who has been a pillar of support, aiding us immensely in the conduct of this tournament. IAMC has been set up in a massive 16,000 square feet campus at the heart of the financial district of Hyderabad. IAMC has been a catalyst in the change seen in the field of dispute resolution, with arbitration, mediation, and conciliation gaining prominence over the general litigation setting. We are very grateful to have them by our side through every step in the organization of this tournament. We are also glad to announce that IAMC has agreed to provide internships and opportunities to participants who are placed in this tournament. Thank you, sir. We would also like to extend our gratitude to the Peacekeeping and Conflict Resolution team, PACT, who are our sponsors. The PACT team, led by Mr. Nishant Laroya, has been pivotal in training students and young professionals in the art of mediation, negotiation, and conciliation. We would also like to thank Ms. Ekta Bell, ma'am, and the team at Samvad Partners for supporting us and agreeing to provide an internship for the best mediator of the tournament. We would also like to extend our warm gratitude to our other esteemed collaborators, Bridge Think Tank and Mediation Center, Hyderabad Arbitration Center, HAC, Enhelion, Abhyas, and our exclusive knowledge partner, SCC Online. With the mediation, negotiation, and conciliation scene rapidly evolving on a global stage, as well as in India, the Nalsar Mediation Tournament seeks to provide a unique opportunity to students across India and internationally. The model adopted by the tournament provides for the complete resolution of a single conflict from beginning to end, our USP, which is absolutely unique in the Indian domestic scene. We had 24 teams selected through an intense university CV selection process from India, Nepal, and Sri Lanka participate through the 3 days of the tournament. Before commencing the award ceremony, we would be very grateful if our esteemed panel of judges could address the audience, provide the teams with feedback, and enlighten us with a few words. Introducing our first panelist, the Honorable Justice Anil Sinha from the Supreme Court of Nepal, providing a brief introduction to the Honorable Justice. Justice Anil Kumar Sinha started his professional journey as an advocate in 1982, in which he established himself as one of the finest lawyers in Nepal with a focused expertise in commercial law, taxation, and arbitration. In 34 years of his career, he is appointed as a national consultant to a UNDP public-private partnership project in his home country and has been involved in international and domestic arbitration. Further, he assisted in the drafting of the contract bill, company bill, and bills relating to the infrastructure development. He has also played a vital role in key judgments concerning arbitration, constitutional, and Environmental Matters in Nepal. Justice Sinha was designated as a senior advocate in 2013 and was subsequently appointed as a justice to the Honorable Supreme Court of Nepal in 2016. It must be noted that he leads the ICT committee at the Supreme Court of Nepal and leads the team to link all courts to the central servers and has successfully established a system for virtual hearings during COVID-19. Presently, the systems are functioning at various district courts and high courts. He was bestowed with the prestigious Justice A.B. Rohatgi Jurist Award by Society of Indian Law Firms and Madhav Menon Institute of Legal Advocacy Training, India. He was also honored by the President of Nepal with Prasidh Praval Janaseva Shri for his dedicated public service in 2021. Sir, we'd be very grateful if you could provide our audience with a few words.
Thank you. Honorable Judge of the High Court, Vice Chancellor, and every dignitary on the dais, and the dignitaries and important students of the dais. I was slightly disappointed today, because I came with a different perception. When I came here, what type of students I will find and what will be the quality. And I found that my thinking was very, very low, and the standard of the presentation of the students and the participants were extremely, extremely high. So congratulations, all of you. Very, very well done. First of all, I would like to congratulate all of you who participated. Participation itself is a winning game. And I would say that you have actually shared with your inhibitions, your fear, everything you have actually left behind, and you have come forward with your own greed to do something in the world. The way you have been trained in this university or other universities of India or even Nepal, I'm not sure if our students from Nepal are still here in this hall. Is there any? Okay. Thank you. Being here, I feel pride that it's a team of 3 girls. And I find that the whole legal profession is being captured by the girls now, girl students and the girl professionals. To be very honest, at the Supreme Court of Nepal also, in recent appointments as the section officer, 70% were dominated by the women lawyers and 30% by the males. So congratulations to you, hats off. Now coming back to the issue, what is mediation? What is a dispute? And I always ask this question to somebody, people or students. I ask, what is the best dispute? And the best dispute, what is it? I don't know. Best dispute is no dispute. If there is no dispute, that will be the best situation. And that's what the role of mediators or the mediation actually comes up. The courts of Nepal and India and other countries in this region has been flooded with cases. I believe it's 30 million cases in India, 130,000 cases in Nepalese courts pending, and we are with very limited. And I'm not sure if Brazil has got approximately 100 million cases. So every 1%, every 5% has got a case at the court pending, and still the judiciary is functioning very fast at this moment. And they say that the progress that they have is amazing. And thanks to, I was just looking at these systems, the artificial intelligence and the system of teaching here, and I was very impressed. And that exactly is the situation in Brazil, where it's totally automated. Anyway, coming back to the issue now, what we do at the court is, in case of mediation or alleviate the number of cases that are pending at the courts, we are doing very, very less in possibly both the countries. In Nepal, I would say that out of the medieval cases, only about 1% of the case are referred, and out of 1%, only about 20% of those cases are mediated. But it's not that the scenario is very bad. The scenario, it's improving. We have been referring to cases which have been pending for years and years or decades. I'll give you an example of a case that I would say as a judge, I cannot mediate, but in the bench itself, basically I asked everybody to get out except the parties. And I said, for how long you are fighting in this case? And the answer was 3 generations. And I asked, in your generation, have you ever attended the marriage of your defending party, other party? They said, no. How far is your house? They said, it's adjacent, only about, let's say, 10 meters, or 15 meters, 20 meters, 30 meters apart, or same locality. So I told them, let's see, if anybody has got a marriage to be solemnized. The person said, yes, my daughter will be getting married. And I said, you want blessing from your elders? He kept quiet. And then I asked the other party, aren't you tempted to go and give a blessing? You don't want to embrace, you don't want to bless. The old man was again silent. It was a third generation case. I said, okay, I give you 1 month time, go and negotiate. And possibly within 20 days or 25 days, somehow the case came to my bench again, because we have got random assignment of the cases also. And the case came to me. And I found that they have actually come to a compromise for a reason that the old man wanted to attend the marriage of the granddaughter. See, these are certain triggering issues sometimes. You will have to read the mind of others. You will have to be sentimental. You have to show empathy. So those are the point I'm trying to make is mediation is not only how to mediate, the skill is required, education is required, legal background is required. Everything has to be in place. So what I would say that what I saw today was amazing presentation of the cases and very, very well presented. And I congratulate the team that I actually witnessed today and the team that you have actually, the other teams that has participated. And as I said in the beginning, participating itself is a winning matter. Now, why do we need and how can we do? What will be the role of the government? What will be the role of the judiciary? What will be the role of lawyers? Lawyers are very, I wouldn't say they are um, always ready for mediation. There are lawyers who would like to show lawyerism also. There are lawyers who would like to resolve the dispute and go ahead into a different arena. So that's the openness that you have. It's option with you. You have to find out a way to resolve the dispute and jump to another matters instead of revolving in the same case for years and years. That does not give up. That is not the perception. In Nepal and India, the culture plays a very, very vital role. There is a fighting tendency. Why should I go and beg? Why should I bow down to the others? Why should I, talk to him? He said something to me or my wife or my son or daughter 20 years back. And that ego has to be broken. That ice has to be broken between these conflicting parties or fighting parties. And the role of a lawyer or a mediator, I wouldn't say lawyer only because in Nepal, one of the finest mediator is not a lawyer. He's an ex-service person, and his success rate, if I remember correctly, and if somebody is from Chitwan area, uh, this gentleman's success rate is approximately 70%, whatsoever has been referred to him. He takes time, he gives time. For lawyers, it's very difficult to give time. So a litigant lawyer to become a good mediator is also an issue, whether how far it will be successful or not. Can he or she give sufficient time for the mediations? Anyway, these are certain open issues. I would say that our culture, starting from, let's say, China, the Confucius era, the mediation has started. We have seen our mediation systems or conciliation systems in our own legal histories, mythological histories, and even in our history also. In Nepal also, we found that there are panchayat systems which used to mediate among the persons, but slowly it became, imposing type of process at a later date, and then it became politicized again. So we have to bring those issues into track and try to find out ways so that the mediation disputes are resolved at the very low level. and after the drafting of the new constitution of Nepal 7 years back, uh, the ample of authority has been given to the local governments at the village level, at the municipal level, and we have judicial committees, and those judicial committee have rights to negotiate or mediate between the parties, a part of deciding. In small cases, they can decide, but in many of the cases, the mediation can start at that level itself. So for that, there is a massive training program going on to train the local representatives on how to mediate. And so what is now happening is disputes are being alleviated or reduced from originating at the local level itself for very, very small things. So this is how we have started the law in Nepal. I can give you some examples of mediation courses or the law courses in +2 level itself. It has recently been introduced, and we find a lot of students coming to the judiciary or the courts to see how court actually functions. And that's what we find, that the effect of implementation of law or reduction of the dispute is depending upon people who are at the very low level, at the district level, at the school level. In school, we are basically taught about the fights. Our mythology also talks about the big fights of Mahabharata and all. But how conciliations were being done, how mediations were being done is very less taught. Now that process has started slowly. It takes time. It is the time to start. It is the time to trigger. I would say that uh, this is not too late. This is not too early also. But with the efforts that you all are putting on, the issue that you are raising, and beyond that, well, let me say that it can be, it is a profession itself in case of international disputes also, like the Singapore Convention uh, in the recent year is taking momentum, and there are many signatories in the parties. From a local level, a village level, mediation is expanding to an international level. And we can see finest brains here in front of me, who has been into the international arena here, and I can see finest brains here in this room itself. There are lots and lots of things to learn from them, even for us. We know, honestly speaking, we know very, very less things about mediations on the international field. But those who have already been involved, they are making it as a big profession also. So it's not only that you have to stand in front of the judges and plead. It is an open arena. The arena is yours. The way is yours. You will have to make your own ways, path your own way, create your own path, and then you will have to go ahead. Thank you very much. I would like to thank Nalsar and the organizing committee and everybody here who has been so patient with me, taking care of me so well, and certainly our Vice Chancellor and Registrar who have instructed everybody to take care of us so well. Thank you very much, and it has been a pleasure to be here, and we'll certainly look forward to be here again and again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words. I would now like to invite Honorable Justice Naveen Rao from the Telangana High Court to the dais. Just a brief introduction. Honorable Justice Sri Naveen Rao enrolled as an advocate in the year 1986 and was elevated as Additional Judge High Court of Andhra Pradesh on 12th April 2013. Thereafter, he was appointed as a permanent judge of High Court at Hyderabad for the state of Telangana and the state of Andhra Pradesh on 8th September 2014. In all the years spanning his judicial service, he has been known by the legal fraternity and in the general public as an extremely fine judge with a refined and smooth demeanor. The Honorable Justice is renowned for his path-breaking judgments, which have provided us with key insights into judicial interpretation and reasoning of the law. Dear Sir, Honorable Justice, we'd request you to address the audience.
Distinguished guests on the dais and off the dais, and dear students. I'm very happy to be part of this today's event. As rightly said by Justice Nepal Supreme Court, His Lordship has rightly said that today's competition, the participation was very good. They are of a very high standard and gives me confidence that the future is good for mediation. I just wish to travel back by 50 years to emphasize what I've experienced in my childhood, looking in the villages, how the disputes used to be resolved. I was studying in my village up to 4th class. During that time, my father was the sarpanch. This was about the 1960s. Father used to conduct panchayats where all the village elders would assemble. When there is a dispute between wife and husband or regarding some transaction, those two people would come. They'll have to deposit about 50 rupees or 100 rupees depending on the transactions or the issue involved. And the deliberations used to take place for hours together. But ultimately, end of the day, there used to be a solution. And both husband and wife would come back to live together, decide to live together, or a business issue is to be resolved amicably without any hesitation. And thereafter, they used to live happily as friends. I used to see day in and day out such kind of resolutions taking place in the village under the supervision of my father. And really, all that is gone now. Most of now it is only more the litigation by virtue of the court litigation or litigation in any other manner, but not resolution of disputes. Now, the problem which we have now these days is because of the kind of the systems introduced by the Britishers during their reign of ruling the country. Therefore, we are now slowly trying to go back to the roots and try to evolve the resolution of disputes by alternative modes like arbitration, conciliation, and negotiations. Mediation is one of the best solutions that can give to resolve a dispute. Even the statutes are now made to ensure that the alternative methods of disputes can be resolved. As you know, Section 89 was introduced, amendments were introduced to CPC. Section 89 envisages resolution of the disputes. Family Courts Act, for example, envisages resolution of dispute between the estranged spouses. And Commercial Courts Act has gone a step further, which imposes a mandate on the party seeking to institute a case to first resort to the alternative resolution of dispute and then only to come to the commercial court, only with certain exceptions, of course. But that is the trend is in favor of encouraging this resolution of the disputes by alternative modes. We know, as you all know, the litigation is huge, pendency is very high. It is taking years and years together for resolution of disputes, more particularly civil disputes. Even criminal cases are pending for years together. There are various reasons which need not be dwelt in depth, but I could say in brief that is because of infrastructure problems that we are facing. We are facing problem of insufficient judicial officers. Again, I call upon you, why are you not thinking about taking the judicial service as one of the options? But why are you thinking of joining in partnership in the law firms? I also, as I was discussing with the Vice Chancellor on the last occasion when we met in our High Court building regarding some other issue which will be coming up shortly, that you are not going to the rural areas and seeing how the courts are functioning, how the litigation is shaping up. If you are concentrating in working in law firms or concentrating in working in cities and high court, you will see in future improperly prosecuted cases at the lower level. We have a tough time to defend a case when it comes before you. So we need to strengthen the legal structure at the grassroots level, and all the future of this litigation, all of you should think twice. And the teachers who are teaching you also should think twice about this requirement of strengthening the lower judiciary We need good lawyers and good judges. So please think about joining this judicial service also. But leaving that aside, mediation as a profession is shaping up. Mediation can be taken up as a profession exclusively also, in addition to being a lawyer working as a mediator. That future is like that. And therefore, I request all of you to think twice about taking up your future assignments instead of joining in law firms. I also take this podium to request Honorable Vice Chancellor to introduce mediation also as one of the subjects at the undergraduate level, and more emphasis at the post-graduation level for somebody to want to specialize, particularly in mediation. It can be a short duration course also at the post-graduation level. This will certainly help in toning up and shaping themselves well to participate in mediations. I wish all the students all the best, today's participants, or whether they actually win or lose. It is not the question of winning or losing that is important. It's a question of participation, and owning up skills is important. You have done your job very well today. I wish you all the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm sure all of us in the audience will keep your words in mind. We would now like to request Ms. Ekta Bell, partner at Samvad Partners, to provide us with a few words.
So at the outset first, thank you so much to Nalsar and to IMCH for, giving me the pleasure of being here, because it was a really pleasurable evening in terms of I really enjoyed the sessions. The teams are fantastic. And I was very surprised to note that a couple of the participants were actually second-year students. And for me, that was such a delight, because the level at which they performed the role they were supposed to perform was exceptional. So it was great. Before I get, and when Justice Naveen Rao was saying that, look at mediation and, as a career option, a lot of us look at mediators and how you can be a mediator as a career counsel. But if you notice the teams today, the councils, and it was really nice to see the councils were actually playing an active role today in the competition. Usually over the course of the last couple of years when I've been judging, councils have been usually just there to say what the law says. But today when I saw the councils performing and really trying to work with the parties or with their clients in the entire process to really look at not just the legality, but also in terms of articulation of the interests where they supplemented their clients. And that is a role that is extremely important. And if you see yourselves as lawyers of the future, you will be playing a role of being your client's confidant. And when you're being the client's confidant, you have to journey through their conflicts with them. Where you choose mediation, where do you choose disputes? Should it be litigation? Should it be arbitration? Those are strategic decisions that the councils will, in their best judgment, decide. And for you to be equipped with the knowledge of what mediation is and how it can be used for the interest of your client becomes very important. So career in mediation doesn't mean just sitting as a mediator, but also being a very active role as a counsel in mediation. When I'm talking about, and then coming back to the entire session was also so well organized. So thank you to the organizing team. Okay, all of you. And not to mention, so organizing team is one of them, but there are lots of people who are volunteers. So they made us feel so special. So a double thank you to all the volunteers. Thank you so much. So I had a detailed feedback session with the client, with the party, so I wouldn't want to, go into it and repeat it. But just a couple of things for everybody who wants to get into mediation and at a competition level. Couple of things you should figure out is in terms of language. What is the kind of language you should use? Because when you look at moots and when you look at how we study, we're looking at things very adversarially. But in terms of language and mediation is very different. And mediators focus on open-ended questions. I was very happy to see that the mediators were really, really trying very hard to reframe questions. We can work on it to make it better, but it was very nice to see that so much reframing was happening. Even parties, when they were trying to understand each other, they were actually trying to get clarity from each other again, reframing, do I understand? That was so good to understand, to know. Try to figure out what your issues are. While you can get onto an issue and start discussing it, get a collective understanding of what you need to discuss before you start discussing each of them. Language, you said, rephrasing. Yep, so that's the feedback for the time being. Anybody wants any more information or feedback? Happy to help. And thank you so much again. It was lovely being here today.
Thank you, ma'am. We would now like to introduce our next panelist, Mr. Tariq Khan, Register at IIMC, who's been the co-organizer for this tournament and is a massive pillar of support for the organization of this NMT, this edition of the Nalsar Mediation Tournament.
Good evening to the dignitaries on the dais and dignitaries off the dais, my friends. I know I'm the only one, perhaps, I think Anirban sir is also there, who's standing between the results, and not many of you would be willing to hear me, but there is an important message that I want to deliver, and these are not my words. Justice John Roberts, one of the greatest Chief Justices of the Supreme Court of US, was invited to his son's graduation ceremony. And when he was addressing the students, he said, "My friends, like other speakers, I'm not going to wish you good luck today. I wish you all bad luck. And I hope that from time to time in years to come, you are treated unfairly so that you understand the value of justice. I hope you are treated with enough pain so that you learn compassion. I hope you lose from time to time, as you will, so that you learn the value of sportsmanship." And there's one thing very important which I want to say, what he said in this message, that I wish you bad luck from time to time so that you will be conscious of the role of chance in your life and understand that your success is not completely deserved and that failure of others is not completely deserved either. Whether I wish these things for you or not, they're bound to happen. And whether you learn from these things or not will depend on your ability to see the message in your misfortune. I once again thank you all, and I have nothing but respect for all the teams that have participated here. And because you couldn't win, I know that you would have got multiple feedback from different judges. Just do not take it to your heart. And this is just an effort to promote the cause of mediation. It's not a case, it's a cause. And I'm sure that the torch will burn brighter while it is in your keeping. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir, for your insight. We would like to call our final panelists of the grand finale, Dr. and Associate Professor, Mr. Anirban Chakraborty. Dr. Anirban Chakraborty, apologies.
Respected Honorable Justice Sinha, Justice Rao, our Vice Chancellor Sir, Register Sir, and Ekta Ma'am, Tariq Saab, and others here. I always say that when a well-organized competition ends, there may be some nominal winners, etc., but there are three main winners. One is the cause. So mediation is the first winner here. Second, the winner I see from experiencing this, at least one session I saw, which I keep on saying, that shading of this adversarial culture of naming, shaming, and blaming. So I think that's have been demonstrated to the highest extent. All my earlier speakers, panelists have mentioned about it. So they have been able to demonstrate at the highest level that we are now trying to move away from our this adversarial approach and trying to create an alternative approach of lawyering vision. And the third is obviously a well-organized competition, back of it who organized it. So they are the third winner. So my team of the ADR committee for organizing such an event, I thank them, and I think they are the third winner. I'm sure all of you will share. Rest, there will be always a nominal winner, and I congratulate all others who are participating in this competition, because all are winners. Mediation is the winner. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Before proceeding to the prize distribution ceremony, we would like to call to the dais our esteemed Vice Chancellor, Professor Sri Krishna Devarao.
Justice Anil Sinha, Justice Naveen Rao, Tariq, Ekta Bal, Professor Vijayalata Reddy, my colleagues, and 23 participating teams from all over India, including Nepal and Sri Lanka. Just two ideas I thought I'll just discuss already. All of them have shared with you. One is we look at the modern legal education, particularly modern litigation. All of you have seen, which is quite visible, is the changing role of lawyering. Go back to the amendment to Section 89. I remember Barkatpura campus 1999, we organized a discussion and very few lawyers turned up to speak. That was the time in 1999, and compared to 2023, there's a changing role. Everybody started realizing how litigation, how lawyering, dispute resolution is of immense importance. So what we have seen, that changing role from adversarial nature of litigation to the amicable role of litigation, appropriate dispute resolution. So in that context, law students, I was really happy to watch your performance in the final rounds. Amazing to see, as they have already pointed out, and look at how lawyering should be more resolving a dispute. There's an old age proverb saying, it's there in all languages. Who wins the case cries outside the court. Who loses also cries inside the court. So where is that happiness? Time, cost, energies, bad relationships. So therefore, I would say that mediation is an important form of dispute resolution, professional life and personal life. My friend who always say, grandfather, grandmother is the best mediator in the family. Of course, we have more and more nuclear families. So we should all inculcate. It's a changing mindset. Judge has to change a mindset. 89, which was introduced in that. Lawyer has to change a mindset. Law student also have to really inculcate the skills. Secondly, I think we are going to sign an MOU with the IMA Center in Hyderabad, International Mediation and Arbitration Center. And the purpose is to bring in more, as Justice Naveen Rao sir has pointed out, to bring in more and more skills training. I know that we have alternative dispute resolution course, all of you have read and you study. And in the 4th and 5th year, we have seminar courses and other, but this developing skills of mediation. And we have seen how mediation was transforming from a simple civil disputes to everything can be mediated. As a criminal law teacher, I'll say even major criminal law disputes also can be mediated. Restorative justice is a new paradigm which is developed. Empathy, listen to other, resolve. Enmity, you can't. Globalization, you can't be enemies. So all the best and wonderful. I think congratulate the mediation committee and the volunteers and the students and all the teams, those who have participated, and come back again. And as I said, those who have won, only simple congratulations. Those who have participated, who could not get any of the medals, triple congratulations. All the best.
I would like to invite Swadat Khan sir, Tariq Khan sir, and the esteemed Vice Chancellor and Registrar for the signing of the MOU. And Ekta Bell ma'am as well.
Yes, should be.
Yes, please, sir, please. Yeah. Up. Yes.
Sir, after, please. We're doing an MOU with Nalsar and stuff. We thought it'd be nice to collaborate and do things together. Thank you, sir. Just. Yeah. Same pen? Sign on this also. Just sign with the same blank pen. We're actually entering into an MOU with Nalsar to promote the cause of arbitration and mediation. And we'll be taking a lot of such initiatives to do something about it and to promote not just in the state of Telangana, but across the country and internationally. So this is an initiative, and I would like to thank the honorable guests to be present here, and especially the Vice Chancellor and the team and the Honorable Registrar for accepting our request and for entering into this MOU. Institutions should come with system around us. Just Just put it on. We all can come.
Yeah, please. Please.
Moving on from what I would like to term as one of Nalsar's most historic moments, I would like to move on to probably the most awaited part of today's valedictory ceremony, the prize distribution. So without any further delay, I'd like to call Shalika, our tab master, to present the awards.
Without any further ado, we would like to announce the results, for which I would request Anirban sir to kindly felicitate the third best negotiating pair. TC 14, Symbiosis Law School, Hyderabad. I request Vice Chancellor sir to announce the second best negotiating pair, TC 5, NLS, Bangalore. Just a clarification, this is for the preliminary rounds. I request Mr. Tariq Khan to please felicitate the best negotiating pair. TC7, NLU Jodhpur. Prelims. Moving to the mediators for the preliminary rounds, I'd like to request Anirban sir again to felicitate the third best mediator, TC2, HPNLU. I would request Registrar Ma'am to kindly felicitate the second best mediator, TC6 NUJS. For the best mediator of preliminary rounds, I would request Ekta Ma'am to kindly felicitate TC21 from Christ University. Moving to the prizes for the finals, I would request Suadat sir to kindly felicitate the second runner-up of negotiating teams, TC14 Symbiosis Hyderabad. I would request Ekta Ma'am again to felicitate the first runner-up of negotiating teams, TC7 NLU Jodhpur. I request Tariq sir to felicitate the second runner-up on mediators, TC6 NUJS. I request Vice Chancellor sir to felicitate the first runner-up mediator, TC21 Christ University. Now for the best negotiating team, I request Anil Sinha sir to kindly felicitate TC6 NUJS. For the best mediator, I request Naveen Rao sir to kindly felicitate TC2 HPNLU. For the best team award, I request Justice Anil sir and Justice Naveen sir to kindly felicitate TC7 NLU Jodhpur.
We would like to thank every single team for attending this event. The first edition, as I mentioned, was in 2019, and it's been a dream for all of us to hold another Nalsar mediation tournament. We do hope you all enjoyed this event and will be back next year, which I promise, which I'm sure the juniors in our university will conduct in a bigger and better manner. I would like to just briefly thank every single person involved, the OC, the exec, the social media team, the support that we received from our Vice Chancellor and Registrar, the support that we received from IAMC to Tariq Khan sir. He was there through all the 3 days of the event. The support that we received from our sponsors and collaborators, and every other person, the volunteers in our university, the student body community, and people, the guards, the workers, every single person who contributed towards the successful hosting of this Nalsar mediation tournament. So without any further ado, I'd like to invite our Honorable Registrar, with Dr. Vidilata Reddy, to give the vote of thanks.
So I think this boy is very unfair to me. Huh? Already he is calling me for vote of thanks, and he did the vote of thanks already, right? And but yes, I am the host here and I have to do the vote of thanks. Be honest, if you become a judge and you are around 55, 60, age close to 60 and about to retire, or maybe in a year or two, and want to spend the whole Sunday, will you come down? I doubt. You should thank these people for spending their entire Sunday here. And this is the commitment of these people for the next generation. Please learn that, right? Because, and remember that when you become judges, when you are old enough, don't say no to anything like this and go and do the same thing. Okay, sir, I wholeheartedly thank you for taking your whole time and coming all over here, spending the whole of your Sunday, and again tomorrow morning going and sitting on the bench is no easy job at this age, and I fully appreciate that. And thank you very much, sir. And I'm extremely happy that we entered into an MOU with IAMC, which is going to, at least I hope to see a very bright future for my students in terms of learning and gaining experience, getting placement opportunities or whatsoever, any kind of career options that they might choose. So I think that this MOU is going to add further some more further some more feather in our hat, or you call it whatever with whatever name, but the MOU with IAMC, to my mind, looks very prospective, very bright, and a very good step in the right direction for the institution and for my students. So I thank the IAMC, the Registrar Tariq Khan, and all the judges and the founders and all those associated with IAMC for coming and having an MOU with us. And I, of course, thank the Ekta Bal partners, Samvad partners, Anirban, and for judging the mediation. And most importantly, I thank all the judges of the preliminary rounds, quarterfinal rounds, semi-final rounds. And I saw yesterday some of the judges spending time from morning 9 to evening 9, doing the whole thing. So I extend, but for their support, it would not have been possible. And most importantly, I have to thank the co-organizers or the collaborators, Cyril Amarchand and the IAMC, for having this event at this level. And if you remember at the inaugural, I said, ours is a wonderful campus and we promise a wonderful hospitality. Did we stand to your expectation? Did I stay on my word? Then a big round of applause for my organizing team of the students. Then we delivered what we promised, but then we need one thing from you. All the participating teams, please send definitely 2 or 3 lines feedback to the same group mail which you have been contacting or communicating with the team about the feedback. And in the feedback, please don't write thank you, wonderful organizing, don't write. Only we want feedback, critical feedback, so that our third edition will be much better than this. Even if you like everything, you can say, I didn't like the curry served to us, I didn't like the animal center dogs, whatever feedback, but we want only the critical feedback. I would appreciate an academic critical feedback rather than on them. But if you don't have anything like that, please at least that. But I would be waiting for the 24 feedbacks, which will be a learning lesson for my juniors to have the third edition, organize it in a much, much better manner. Because I hope to see, as I said in the very inaugural address, I want the Nalsar mediation tournaments tradition scale up to a much better height where, at least in future, we hope to compete with Jessup and Stetson. Okay, so that's what I want for you. And I thank all the participants and I thank all the staff, support staff, and everybody who have really worked very hard to make this event a successful affair. Thank you all. Thank you for